All right, let's hear it for Bloc Party. Kelly and Russell. You want to move that down?
Sure.
That was great. So how did it feel?
How did it feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt good. I didn't know that we were doing a radio session until like an hour ago.
Oh.
So yeah, it feels quite good.
We have lunch too.
Oh, good. That's good because I'm quite hungry.
Is it different when you have to get in a mindset for playing acoustic as opposed to getting out on stage and doing electric?
Yeah, it is pretty different. I mean, this is the first time we've ever really done acoustic sessions en masse. I think we've done about 3 or 4 on this last run of shows, and it's been good. It's you know, you get to hear your own songs in a different way, ways that you're not really used to. Don't mind me if I'm hogging the mic. You can totally jump in at any time, Russell.
I think Russell's fine just going like, yeah, go ahead, you answer that.
I think he is too.
You take this one and the next one. Let's talk about the new record 4. So you had a couple years between, you had a little sort of break, hiatus, vacation between records. Vacay. What did you do in that time?
What did we do? Oh, well, we all did different things. I moved to New York. I was there for a year, writing a book, and I put out a solo record. What did you do, Russell, in that year? Would you?
What did I do?
Russell, what did you do on your long 2-year vacay? Just lift it up a little bit. There you
like
go.
that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hello. I put out a record and I played with a band from the UK called Ash. I toured with them.
They're coming to town in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah, really? Here?
If you want to come by.
I can't, unfortunately.
You're a little busy.
I'm otherwise occupied. But, yeah, and I went to Japan and produced a band there as well.
So you took a couple years off and then you decided, let's get back together, new energy, new record label, and you went for kind of a different, more organic sound.
Yeah.
Not as produced, kind of like Here It Is.
Yeah, well, as close to Here It Is as a band like us can do, yeah. You know, I think all of our records, from Silent Alarm through to Intimacy, have all been quite produced records, and it felt like it was time to try something that was a little more stripped back, you know.
Yeah, I love it. I think the record's great.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you're here to play for all the Radio BDC listeners and for all the people watching on Boston.com. And don't forget that when you all leave, you can go to your computers or your tablets or whatever and watch it over and over and over again. And over again. Last question. Tell me about reading a science fiction book that had something to do with one of the songs on this record. Are you a big sci-fi reader?
No, I wasn't. I haven't been. No, until maybe the last 2 years. I've been reading a lot of. I've been reading a lot more sci-fi. It was always a genre that, because I read quite a lot. I used to be an English literature student before I was a musician before we got signed. So I do read quite a lot, and sci-fi was always a genre that I didn't really have much time for, and I kind of made a decision, I guess, 2 years ago, because it was something that I didn't know anything about. I should probably try and explore it, because that's the only way you learn, by exploring stuff that you don't know anything about. And I guess I really got into it. You're talking about Valis, aren't you, from the record? That I really, on the recommendation of actually my manager, I read The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, and I really loved it. And then I just picked up this other book, Valis, that I didn't know anything about, and and it was, I don't know, it was kind of, it was a very, I was completely taken to a different world with the book. And I felt I really had to try and pay homage to it in song, and that's what I did with the song Valis.
That's nice.
Thank you.
That's good. Does the author know?
I think he's dead, isn't he? But
Does he know in the grave?
I'm not
Does
sure.
His family know? Let's go on Ancestry.com and find his family and tell them.
I think his estate are probably very rich now, aren't they? With all of his books that have been turned into movies. Did anyone see Total Recall, the the new one. Was it good? No?
Some
Oh.
movies you can't redo. It's like redoing
Yeah.
Jaws. You know, like
Yeah.
you already know it. Can you really redo it?
I guess the thing about I guess the thing about a reboot is that I guess it introduces the original to a new audience. So at least the film, and on some levels the short story is staying alive. It's staying in the popular consciousness. So it's not such a bad thing. I don't mind reboots every now and again.
All right. Well, we'll go to the movies if you have time later.
Thank you.
Everybody, Bloc Party, Kelly, Russell, thank you.
Thanks for having us.